Hi everyone, and welcome to the Back 9. In today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the new Mizuno ST200 driver. I'd like to start out by saying I really enjoyed our lunchtime chat last Tuesday at noon. It was really fun for me to do. It was fun to see some friends on there and to meet a lot of new friends. I had so much fun doing it, and I got so much positive feedback on it that I'm going to try to do one once a week. So please check YouTube for the day and time for my next live lunchtime golf chat. If you enjoy this video, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when my next episode is up. I got the Mizuno ST200 driver with my Tensi shaft in it about 3.5 weeks before the COVID-19 virus shut down my state. I played a lot of rounds with it and hit it twice indoors on GC Quad. The Mizuno ST200 retails for as low as $379.99 up to $399.99. This is a really fair price for a quality driver that can compete with today's drivers out there. It's not as expensive as some other brands, tell me, that can run well over $500. So I think this is a really good buy, and it would be wise for a lot of people to give it a try when they're considering a new driver. The stock shaft offerings for the ST200 are Mitsubishi Diamana shafts. They have a red 50 plus in regular, a blue stiff, and a 60 plus stiff. The playing length for the driver head is 45 inches, which I think is great. A lot of manufacturers today are coming out with drivers 45.5 to 45.75 inches long. I think these are really hard to control, and you have to have a lot of gusto to get all that shaft through the swing. Now, if you Google online, you'll see that the average playing length for a driver on tour is 44 to 44.5 inches long. Now, of course, some of the taller players will hit longer shafted drivers, but that is the average. And I have two shafts that playing length measures 44.5. I hit them much more consistently and hit many more fairways with them, which makes sense to me. In my golf world, the longer the shaft, the harder it is for me to control. So pitching wedge for me is fairly easy shot. A driver is what I struggle with the most, mainly due to the length of the shaft. So I am much more consistent at 44.5. And when I hit the sweet spot, I think I hit it just as far. I got my ST200 driver in a 10.5 degree head. I put my Tensi driver in it. Now there's nothing adjustable weight-wise on the bottom of the club, as you can see here. It has this one weight way in the back, but the hosel is adjustable. At address, it's a very clean, classic-looking driver. It doesn't have a lot of color, bumps, or anything on top. And looking down at it, it reminds me a little bit of Titleist drivers. I think it's a very good-looking driver at address. On course and indoor testing on GC Quad, these are the numbers that I was getting. My average swing speed was 88 miles per hour. Average ball speed was 138 miles per hour. To me, this was a mid-spinning driver. My average spin was 2,700 miles per hour, although I did get a couple at 2,900 to 3,000 RPMs. Now, I've seen some golfers on YouTube who swing much harder than me and are PGA pros who say this is a low spinning driver. It's really not. Don't buy into that. They're playing a lower lofted degree head and a much stiffer shaft. Matched with the right loft and the right shaft, this was a medium to medium high spinning driver for me. My average launch angle was 12.6 degrees, and my average carry was 231. The ball comes off this club face hot. It carried actually a tad longer than my F9 with the same shaft in it. Total distance was really good due to some amazing rollout that I just don't get with my F9. I found three things very consistent with this driver: the ball speed across the entire face, the spin, and the carry. So the ST200 is very forgiving across the face with consistent distances. Now, I don't know if it was my swing, although I did play with it for a long time. But I did have a hard time controlling the dispersion. That may be due to a couple things. This is a very lightweight club head, and my stock shaft that I use in most of my drivers may not be the right fit for it. This is a really good driver, and a really good driver for the price, and I think it's going to be Mizuno's best-selling driver to date. Will I replace my F9 with this Mizuno ST200? To be honest, it's a really close call. It was carrying a little farther than my F9, but the rollout gave me a total distance that was much more than my F9. I just don't get that type of rollout out of my F9. For now, I'm sticking with my F9. But to be upfront with you guys, I did order a new ST200. And when all this craziness around us subsides and we can get out of the house and start going to the range, I'm going to go over to Gotham with my new driver and spend a while with Nick trying to match up a good shaft with the weight of this club head. And I'm sure he'll also help me with adjusting the hosel, because if I can get more consistent in hitting fairways with this club, it will replace my F9. It's longer and the rollouts are just, it's too much to give up, especially at my age. As I've said, I think this is the best driver Mizuno has come out with to date. But more importantly, they're now competing with other drivers that are pretty popular. I think the Mizuno driver is worth a try, especially at the price, if you're considering buying a new driver in 2020. I hope everyone out there is doing well and staying safe. Everybody around the world is in my thoughts and in my prayers. I hope you really enjoyed this review and that it gave you a small break in the craziness that's going on around us. Please stay safe and be well. When we can get back on the course, back on the driving range, back in our favorite stores, back playing again with our friends, then when all that happens and we can get back to that, then we can get back to hitting them straight. Thank you for watching.